Xerneas. This fairy-type legendary Pokémon was introduced in the 6th generation in the X and Y games. Xerneas is a stag-like Pokémon with 4 pairs of antlers. It has a body that is mainly black with blue stripes down its back in color and a short bushy tail. The name Xerneas was derived from the Cernunnos horned god, a deity that is often associated with antlers and life-replenishing properties. This Pokémon is not known to evolve, but it can change into 2 forms, active and neutral mode. Xerneas assumes active mode when it is in a battle or while using its powers. While in full power, its markings, antlers, and trim on its leg change color to pale gold from their original color. In neutral mode, Xerneas is calm and is not in battling or while traveling. Its markings and antlers are deep blue instead of its natural pale blue. Yveltal, a legendary Pokémon that is known to be large with avian and draconic traits. It is a dual-type Pokémon brought in the 6th generation of the Pokémon game. This black colored with white spotted winged dragon was introduced in the X and Y games. Being a creature of destruction and chaos, the name Yveltal is derived from the word Yvel, a Middle English spelling of evil. Its whole name was derived from 3 words, Yvel, Quetzal, a type of bird seeing it can fly, and Talon, a bird's claws. Yveltal is not known to evolve, but it has the power to absorb life energy by spreading its wings and tail feathers, so when it reaches the end of its lifespan, it simply steals the life energy of everything around it and goes into a little slumber to regain strength. Zygarde. Zygarde, a dual-type dragon/ground legendary Pokémon introduced in the 6th generations of Pokémon X and Y game, is a green and black-colored Pokémon who has the ability to gather the land's energy, using it to destroy its enemies. It is referred to as the guardian of the ecosystem. Its name is a combination of zygote and garter, French for to protect. This legendary Pokémon isn't known to evolve, but it has 3 forms, the 10% form, 50% form, and the complete form. Its form depends on the Zygarde cores and cells it has gathered together. The 10% Zygarde form has a small body. It is created when a core combines with 1/10 of the total Zygarde cells. It has the ability of running quite fast and is skilled at closed-range combat. The 50% form has a shrewd body with green and black markings. This form is established from half of its cores and cells coming together. This form is known for destroying anyone who stands in its way. It can summon and control roots that can be used to attack and cover areas. A large humanoid body with a long tail is the Zygarde complete form. It is created when 100% of its cells and cores come together. This form is known as the perfected form. It has the power to restore normality to an unbalanced ecosystem and weather. It also has the ability to destroy everything around it. They only occur when there is a huge threat to the ecosystem. Tapu Koko, the guardian deity of Melemele Island, is a dual-type electric/fairy legendary Pokémon introduced in the 7th generation in Pokémon Sun and Moon. It is a rooster-like Pokémon colored black on its head and torso with white stripes along its chest. The lower part of its body is colored orange. Tapu Koko is an unstable and very curious Pokémon. It doesn't exactly come out to help people, but it makes an appearance if something spikes his curiosity. Tapu Koko has the ability to store electricity by summoning thunderclouds, and can also move lightning fast to confuse its enemies. Tapu Koko is a combination of tapu, Hawaiian for sacred and holy, and koko, meaning roosters crowing. Tapu Lele, a vaguely butterfly-like legendary Pokémon, Tapu Lele is known as the deity of Akala Island. It is a dual-type psychic fairy legendary Pokémon introduced in the 7th generation in Pokémon Sun and Moon. It has a black upper body and head with small white markings, blue eyes with a pink line through the middle of each iris. Housing its dark pink lower body and on top of its head is a shell similar to an insect. Tapu Lele has both the ability to cure and destroy people by scattering glowing scales. In terms of healing, it affects others by stimulating and healing their bodies, although, if too many are touched at once, it becomes dangerous. Tapu Lele is known to be an unremorseful deity. Tapu Lele was inspired by one of the 4 Hawaiian gods named Kane, a creator bestowing life into the first human. It was derived from the combination of tapu, sacred or holy, and pulalewa, Hawaiian for butterfly. Tapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu is a dual-type grass/fairy legendary Pokémon introduced in the 7th generation of the Pokémon Sun and Moon. Tapu Bulu is a slightly bull-like Pokémon, a legendary Pokémon with a bulky black body, Thick arms with no legs, it has blue eyes and a golden nose with a white ring passed through its nostrils. It also has a horn on the side of its head. These horns have yellow markings and have half a wooden shell attached to it. Tapu Bulu, the guardian of Ula Ula Island, has the ability to control vegetation to grow and shape them to its will. It is known as a lazy Pokémon due to its dominant nature. It is a Pokémon that prefers peace and does not like unnecessary violence but can be very brutal if provoked. Tapu Bulu was inspired by Lono, Hawaiian god of agriculture, abundance, and peace. Its name is a combination of Tapu, holy, and bull. Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini is a dual-type water/fairy legendary Pokémon introduced in the 7th generation in Pokémon Sun and Moon. It is the deity of Pony Island. This legendary Pokémon is a slightly swordfish-like Pokémon. It has a black body shaped like a mermaid with light blue eyes. Its main body resides in a violet shell. The top half of the shell has a fin with light blue webbing on top and a thin pointed spine on the front. Along the edges of both shell halves are a series of white triangles with black outlines. Tapu Fini is a deity with the abilities to control water while gaining its powers from ocean currents. Tapu Fini is a well-feared and respected Pokémon, having the ability to create fog in order to protect itself during battles. It doesn't care about humans but helps those who prove worthy of his assistance. Its name was inspired by the Hawaiian god of ocean, Kaneola. Its name is the combination of Tapu and Fin. It can also be gotten from the words finish or final, referring to the fact that the ruins of Hop are where life ends its journey. Cosmog. Cosmog is a psychic-type legendary Pokémon introduced in the 7th generation Pokémon Sun and Moon games. This small gaseous-bodied Pokémon has colors that range from violet and light blue. The center of its body is black and contains a face with beaded yellow eyes, circular blue cheeks, and a small mouth. Cosmog has a frail body and a carefree attitude. It has the ability to collect dust from the atmosphere, which makes it slowly grow and can warp itself and those close to it. It has a credulous and kind behavior, which sometimes puts it in danger. Cosmog's name was coined by one of the professors at the Ether Foundation. It is also known as the Child of Stars. This Pokémon is known to evolve into a Cosmoem, which further evolves to Solgaleo. Its evolution is determined by the levels one is in the game. Its first evolution begins in level 43 and continues till level 53, in which the second evolution occurs, where Cosmog becomes a psychic steel and eventually turns to a psychic ghost. Cosmoem. It's a psychic-type legendary Pokémon introduced in Generation 7 in Pokémon Sun and Moon. It's a translucent dark blue orb with a star-shaped pattern set in a golden shell-like structure. The general shape of this Pokémon is similar to an eye. In its cocoon-like shell, Cosmoem is immobile. It grows by absorbing starlight and dust in the air. It was known as the cocoon of the stars by the people of Alola. Its name is a combination of cosmos, ovum, Latin for egg and embryo. It eventually evolves into Solgaleo. Solgaleo, introduced in the 7th generation of Pokémon Sun, is a dual-type psychic steel legendary Pokémon that evolves from Cosmoem. Solgaleo is a large white lion-like Pokémon with blue-gray nose and pale blue eyes. It has 4 yellow spikes on its head and a deep blue upper body. Its mane creates an intuition of a stylized sun. Solgaleo was known as the beast that devours the sun in the past. It is known to live in the underworld, and its body is capable of holding a large amount of energy, which makes it glow when active. This glow makes it so bright, it makes nighttime look like midday. Solgaleo has the ability to create ultra wormholes to travel to and from ultra space and can slam into its target with the force of a meteor. Solgaleo is a combination of Sol, Latin for sun, and Leo, Latin for lion. Solgaleo eventually evolves into Lunala. Lunala is a dual-type psychic ghost legendary Pokémon introduced in the 7th generation in Pokémon Moon. This Pokémon is large, similar to a skeletal legless rat. It has short snout, dark pink eyes with white centers, and a deep blue area on its upper head that shows a constant change in starscape. This Pokémon, which is referred to as the beast that calls the moon, absorbs light to convert it into energy and can hide daylight with darkness. When it spreads its wings to take in light and glitter, it's similar to a beautiful night sky. As beautiful as it is, it can be quite lethal too. It can unleash a vicious ray to attack its target. Its name comes from Luna and Ala, which means moon and wing respectively. Lunala is the final form of the Cosmog, Zacian. a fairy-type legendary introduced in the 8th generation. The large cayenne lupine Pokémon with yellow eyes was introduced in the Sword and Shield game. Being a battle Pokémon, Zacian has battle scars on its body. It has a lean frame, a pink tail, and pink braids at the sides of its body. Zacian has the ability to turn to a statue and create an illusion including a projection of itself even while in slumber. It can also fly. Its name is derived from the color cyan. Although Zacian is not known to evolve, it has two forms, Hero of Many Battles and Crowned form. Zacian changes into its crowned form while in battle by brandishing its rusted sword, absorbing metal particles in the air, and using them to form a golden armor over its body and transforming its weapon into a large golden sword. It can sheath its sword by wrapping it in its mane. The sword is capable of cutting anything on a single strike. Crowned sword is Zacian's true form. Outside battle, Zacian is usually in its other form, known as the Hero of Many Battles, Zamazenta. This legendary Pokémon revealed in the 8th generation in Sword and Shield Pokémon games is a fighting-type legendary Pokémon. Zamazenta, believed to be the younger one or rival of Zacian, has the ability to fly and make illusions of itself. It also has scars on its shoulders, hips, side, and eye. It is a large, bulky magenta lupine Pokémon with yellow beady eyes. Its name, Zamazenta, is derived from the color magenta. Zamazenta doesn't evolve but has two forms. Just like Zacian, its forms are Crowned Shields and Heroes of Many Battles. Crowned Shield being its true form and the one wielded during battle, this form enables it to use its sword and shield itself. It is also skilled in fighting and has very smooth movement. The Battle of Hero form occurs when Zamazenta is not in battle. Eternatus. A dual-type Poison Dragon Pokémon is a legendary Pokémon introduced in the 8th generation in Pokémon Sword and Shield. Eternatus is a large alien Pokémon with slight similarity to a draconic shape and skeletal appearance. It appears to have a dark violet with red highlighted slim body and 4 small thin limbs with claws. It is the source of the Dynamax phenomenon in the game due to its power leaking out in the forms of Galar particles. Its core can also emit its absorbed energy into huge blasts fired directly from its center. These blasts can cause huge damage to Dynamax and Gigantamax Pokémon. Its name is derived from the word eternal. It doesn't evolve, but it changes form. It transforms into its Eternamax form. Eternamax Eternatus is the Pokémon's original form. This form has a larger size and makes it the tallest known Pokémon in existence. In this form, Eternatus's shape changes. Its body becomes incredibly long and serpentine with a good part of its body forming a massive coil. In this form, Eternatus is capable of using its most powerful attack, which is a fierce beam from the white spot in its palm and several smaller ones from its fingers or from all over its immense body. Kubfu. This small, bear-like legendary Pokémon was introduced in the 8th generation game Pokémon Sword and Shield as a fighting-type creature. Its body is majorly dark gray, with a yellow snout and white patches of fur on both its head and chest. It has 2 white ribbons of fur located behind its head. Kubfu pulls these ribbons when it needs to build up power. The Pokémon is a hard worker with a unique organ in its lower abdomen that allows it to create fighting energy. Its name is believed to be inspired by a bear cub and a kung fu student with a headband on. It evolves into 2 forms of Urshifu. It evolves into single strike style Urshifu upon watching the scroll in the Tower of Darkness, or when exposed to the Scroll of Darkness. It evolves into Rapid Strike style Urshifu after watching the scroll in the Tower of Waters, or when exposed to the Scroll of Waters, Urshifu. It is a fighting-type legendary Pokémon that was introduced in Generation 8 game Pokémon Sword and Shield. It resembles a humanoid black bear with a muscular physique. It has long legs and arms with huge paws and claws for striking. Its fighting style and personality depends on the training it received while in its Kubfu form. Its name is a combination of Ursa, which means bear in Latin, and Shifu, which means master. It has 2 forms, single strike style and rapid strike style, each with unique Gigantax forms. The 2 forms have a similar physical appearance, with the main differences being the appearance of the fur on top of its head and the position of its fist and legs. Single strike has the fur on top of its head and leg facing up, and its front fist raised, back fist lowered, and both feet planted. In this form, Urshifu enjoys battling without holding back and knocks out its opponent in one hit. If angered, it will viciously attack its opponent. Rapid Strike has the fur on its head and leg facing downwards. It has its back fist raised, front fist lowered, and front feet lifted off the ground. It would rather observe its opponents and their strengths than attacking immediately. In their Gigantamax forms, their attributes are more pronounced. Regieleki. This is an electric-type legendary Pokémon that was introduced in Generation 8 games, Sword and Shield. It is one of the legendary Pokémon giants and is made mostly of electric energy generated by a single organ. Its arms are shaped like lightning and often appear bunched together, while its legs are tiny and resemble lightning bolts. On its body are 5 blue rings that supposedly restrain its powers. This Pokémon is said to be the greatest of all electric-type Pokémon, hence the need for the restraint. It absorbs energy to stay alive and can trap enemies in a cage of sparking electricity. Its name is said to be derived from the Japanese term for electricity, areki. It doesn't evolve from or to any forms. Regidrago. Regidrago is a dragon-type legendary Pokémon introduced during Generation 8 games, Sword and Shield. The Pokémon's body is spherical in shape and is dark red as a result of crystallized dragon energy, with the energy being more dense in its core. It has 2 red spikes, shaped like wings that are not for flight as it floats. It also has eye sockets on its right arm that glow pink alongside its body when attacking. Due to its body composition, Regidrago is said to have the power of every dragon-type Pokémon. It can launch an attack made of intense dragon energy by combining its arms to form a mouth that breathes fire. It can change its life force into power, attacking its opponents. Its name is inspired by the English word dragon. It doesn't undergo any form of evolution. Glastrier. It was introduced in the Generation 8 games, Sword and Shield. This ice-type legendary Pokémon has a body covered with a white coat and some parts covered with light blue ice covering. Its hair consists of ice spikes, with 3 rows behind its neck and a single large spike beneath its ears. The Pokémon has incredible physical strength and exceptional destruction power. It is said to be an aggressive Pokémon that takes anything it wants forcefully. Within its body, it generates extremely cold air which it emits from its nose and hooves. The Pokémon cannot move fast, however. It can freeze the ground to allow it to slide across the ice in a flash. It enjoys challenging an opponent it deems worthy. Its name was derived from Glastrier and Destrier, which is said to be a medieval battle horse. It doesn't evolve into or from any other Pokémon. However, when ridden with another legendary Pokémon, Calyrex, they unify to become the Ice Rider Calyrex. Spectrier. This ghost-type legendary Pokémon was introduced in Generation 8 Swords and Shield. This Pokémon comes with black fur and purple markings covering the right side of its face to the base of its ears. It also has slender legs marked with a purple sock pattern. Spectrier is a nocturnal Pokémon, and its energy heightens at night. Its kicks are so vicious that it separates a soul from its body, and it can steal the life force of sleeping beings. Spectrier gets its name from the words spectre and destrier. It does not evolve or change forms, but it can fuse with Calyrex to be regarded as Shadow Rider Calyrex. When this fusion occurs, it becomes so fast to the point that it can run 1,000 miles in a day. Calyrex. This dual-type psychic grass legendary Pokémon introduced in Generation 8, Pokémon Sword and Shield. Its legs are twice as long as its body, and it has a crown-like bud on its head which glows bright green when it's using its power. It's highly intelligent and can take control of a human body in order to communicate when it is in a weakened state. It's also capable of seeing the past, present, and future when at full power. Its name is a combination of Calyx, Latin for bud, and Rex, Latin for king. It doesn't evolve, but it has 2 alternate forms, Ice Rider Calyrex and Shadow Rider Calyrex as previously mentioned. Enamorus. This is a dual-type fairy-flying legendary Pokémon that was introduced in the Sword and Shield games of Generation 8. It's a slim humanoid Pokémon similar to a genie. The front of its body is covered in magenta spots, most of them appearing like diamonds, pebbles, and magatamas. Its lower body consists of a trailing cloud, with a long brown tail which resembles a snake wrapped around its neck. It can unleash many hardy whirlwinds and simultaneously surround itself with a windshield to protect itself from harm. Its name was derived from the English word enamor, which means to fill with love. It doesn't evolve, but it has alternate forms, the incarnate form and Therian form. The former is what has been described, and in its Therian form, it resembles a flying cloud turtle and snake hybrid. It's known to be vengeful to those who disrespect any form of life. It punishes the perpetrators ruthlessly by descending from the cloud and delivering its wrath. Wo-Chien. It is a dual-type dark grass legendary Pokémon introduced in Generation 9 games, Scarlet and Violet. It's a snail-like Pokémon that has a dark green mossy form covered in dead green and yellow leaves. Its shell is formed by a long row of wooden tablets. The Pokémon's true form is the tablet forming its shell, while its assumed body form was constructed using its control over plants. It's capable of draining the life force of vegetation in a wide area around it, causing many forests and fields to become barren. Its name is derived from Wonyu, which is Chinese for snail. It doesn't undergo any forms of evolution. Ting-Lu. This is a dual-type, dark ground legendary Pokémon introduced in Generation 9, Sword and Shields. It's a large Pokémon which resembles a deer. Its body is made up of layered rock, and its color ranges from dark brown to red. On its head is a large ritual vessel split in the middle. Its true form is that ritual vessel, while its assumed body is as a result of its control over Earth. Ting-Lu can cause cracks as deep as 160 feet just by slowly putting its head on the ground. Its name is the combination of Ding and Lu, which are Chinese words which Qi means cauldron and deer respectively. Chi-Yu. Chi-Yu is a dual-type dark fire legendary Pokémon introduced in Generation 9 games, Scarlet and Violet. It's a fish-like Pokémon and is composed of curved jade beads, believed to be sacred. Each of these beads has a black orb coated by white on its side. These beads sometimes radiate red and yellow when it's attacked. The beads are its true form, and its body was constructed using its control over fire. Its flames burn at over 3,000 degrees Celsius, melting rock and sand into lava that it can swim through. Its name is derived from the Chinese terms for irregular pearl and fish, which are Ji and Yu. Koraidon. This legendary Pokémon was introduced in Generation 9 games, Scarlet and Violet. It's a dual-type fighting dragon legendary Pokémon that is majorly covered in scarlet feathers with white patches on its cheeks, upper body, things, and tail. Its most prominent feature is a tire-like gular sac on its throat, which inflates and deflates depending on its form. This Pokémon exudes confidence and hardly feels threatened. In battle, it can transform into its gliding build, crashing to the ground with volatile force. Its power rises under harsh sunlight due to the ancient energy flowing through its body. Its name was derived from a combination of Korai, which is Chinese for ancient, and Don, which is Spanish for lord. It doesn't evolve, but it transforms to 5 forms. Limited build when its power is minimal, sprinting, build when traveling quickly on land, swimming build when moving in water, gliding build when traveling in the skies, and apex build during battle and when at full strength. Miraidon. It's a dual-type electric dragon legendary Pokémon introduced in Generation 9 games, Scarlet and Violet. It's a robotic reptilian Pokémon with a primarily metallic violet body. Its most conspicuous feature is the gular sac on its throat, which alters across its various forms. Despite its mechanical appearance, Miraidon showcases behavior that hints at a high level of intelligence. It carefully evaluates its opponent's character before determining its next move. It can unleash powerful electrical charged attacks, using the high-tech engine within its body to enhance its abilities, especially when surrounded by electricity. It can also move at ultra-fast speeds to pierce its targets with electricity during battle. Its name is derived from the Chinese word mirai, which means future, and don, which is Spanish for lord. It doesn't evolve but has 5 forms: low power mode when it has little power, drive mode while it's moving on land, aquatic mode for its movement in water, glide mode when traveling in the skies, and ultimate mode during battle. Okidogi. This legendary Pokémon is a dual-type poison fighting Pokémon. It is a bulky bipedal Pokémon with fluffy tail, broad shoulders, and pointy tail. This formerly fragile Pokémon transformed into a powerful and muscular Pokémon after seeking help from the mythical Pokémon Parachont. Its name was derived from Okidogi, a name based on a dog named Shiba Inu from Japanese. Munkidori. This Pokémon is a dual-type poison psychic legendary Pokémon introduced during the Night Generation, the Teal Mask. Munkidori is a monkey-like Pokémon with long black fur, yellow eyes with black stripe markings between them, 3 fingers on each arm, and sandal-like feet with 2 toes. It was known once as a dim-witted, clumsy Pokémon until it transformed into a psychic Pokémon that had the ability to see into the near future, using this ability to confuse people and cause dizziness. Munkidori's name was derived from the combination of monkey and hunky-dory, meaning all is well. Fezandipiti. It is a dual-type poison fairy legendary Pokémon introduced in the 9th generation in the Teal Mask. It is an avian Pokémon with small head, short beak, and long neck and legs. It possesses powerful pheromones which captivates both humans and Pokémon using its wings to scatter them into the air. Fezandipiti's name was coined from the combination of pheasant and serendipity, meaning an unexpected but auspicious happening. Ogerpon. Ogerpon is a grass-type Pokémon introduced in the 9th generation in the Teal Mask. Ogerpon is a Pokémon with mainly green features. It has an orange face, yellow eyes with white star pupils. It is a very intelligent and curious Pokémon that mingles with humans with the disguise of its mask. It fights by confusing its opponent. Ogerpon's name comes from the term fearsome ogre used by the people of Kaitakami. Ogerpon is not known to evolve but has 4 forms: Teal Mask, Wellspring, Hearthflame, and Cornerstone form. Each form depends on the kind of mask it puts on. Terapagos. This is a normal-type legendary Pokémon introduced in Generation 9. It's a small reptilian Pokémon that is similar to an indigo tortoise. Its head, legs, and tail is from a hexagonal shell on its back. The Terapagos in its normal form have an amazing aura. It is a small and quite weak Pokémon, and for this reason it assumes a dormant state when it's I'm danger, shrinking to a size similar to an ordinary jewel. It's also capable of converting the energy in its own body into a green shield when necessary. Through this same ability, Terapagos will cause glowing, hard crystals to form around it. Its name is a combination of Terastal and Galapagos. It doesn't evolve but changes forms. It has 3 forms: Normal, Terastal, and Stellar. When it enters into battle, it changes to its Terastal form through Terra Shiftability and transforms into its Stellar form after Terastalizing. So what do you think about these legendary Pokémon? Kindly let us know in the comments section. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.